Mr. President, I rise today to urge my colleagues in the Senate to support an extension of the renewable energy production tax credit. This tax credit, currently slated to expire at the end of this year, has created thousands of jobs for the wind industry, has reduced our dependence on foreign oil, and is hugely important to Minnesota and to the nation. But because it takes a lot of time to order and manufacture new wind turbines, investors need to know that the credit will exist in 2013 or else they won't invest. And that's why the credit must be extended now, along with the payroll tax extension and unemployment benefits. If Congress lets the renewable energy production tax credit expire, we will let down the 80,000 people working on wind farms and manufacturing facilities across the nation, and we may cost this country $10 billion in lost investment. Already, because of uncertainty about the fate of the production tax credit, investment in the wind industry is drying up. America cannot afford to wait any longer. Congress must act now to extend this important measure for American business and manufacturing, and indeed for the future of our planet. Just a few weeks ago, I received a letter from Terry and Janet Carlson, who run a family farm in Parker's Prairie, Minnesota, and are developing a wind project in their community. They write, and I quote, "Our family believes in renewable energy and the benefits it can provide to our local community. Besides being environmentally friendly, wind energy has proved to be a great economic benefit to the state of Minnesota and small communities such as ours. But the 2012 expiration of the production tax credit has created a high level of uncertainty in the wind industry. We have a significant amount of time and money invested in this project, and the production tax credit expiration has a significant impact on our project moving forward. It also has a significant impact on the thousands of renewable energy-related jobs in America and the economic boon that it would provide to our community. Terry and Janet have good reasons to be concerned. A Navigant consulting study found that if the production tax credit is not extended, construction of wind turbines will drop by 75% in 2013. That means a lot fewer manufacturing jobs and construction jobs. In fact, if Congress fails to extend the production tax credit, the wind industry will lose half of its jobs, dropping from 80,000 in 2012 to 41,000 in 2013. 39,000 well-paying construction and manufacturing jobs will evaporate if Congress fails to extend this tax credit. And what a shame that would be. Because we have had this discussion, we've had a colloquy before on global warming. And as the Senator for Vermont said in his opening remarks on this, the world community knows this exists. The world scientific community knows where this is going. And so China is doing wind. Germany is doing wind. Denmark is doing wind. This is the future of our energy. And if we stop producing wind energy, we're going to cede this to the rest of the world. So if we don't act now and renew the production tax credit, we're going to lose 40,000 jobs right now. But we're also going to lose the future. On the other hand, this tax policy has major potential for the American economy now and in the future. With a 4-year extension, the production tax credit will continue to support growth in the wind industry, boosting construction of wind farms by 25%. Instead of losing 39,000 jobs, An extension of the wind production credit will create 15,000 additional well-paying construction and manufacturing jobs. With the help of the renewable energy production tax credit, the wind industry has been a bright spot in these tough economic times. There are over 400 facilities across 43 states manufacturing for the wind energy industry. 16 of these facilities are in Minnesota and support about 3,000 jobs. Currently, a majority of wind industry parts are produced here in America, and I think that is so important when we talk about the future of our economy, which, after all, is something we talk about all the time here, or at least should be talking about all the time here, the future of our economy. Think about that. A majority, over half of wind energy parts are produced now here in America, whereas in 2005, just a quarter of components were made in this country. That's what we have to continue to do. That's the story we want to hear. Instead of exporting manufacturing jobs to other countries, the wind industry has been bringing well-paying, high-tech jobs back to America, where the technology was first invented. And that's thanks to the renewable energy tax credit. If we don't extend this tax credit, we'll fail these facilities and the people whose jobs are at stake. As uncertainty about the tax credit deepens, we've already seen that orders to wind manufacturing facilities are slowing down and companies are making layoffs. This is our fault here in Congress, and it is unacceptable. The longer we wait, the worse the layoffs and shutdowns will become. In fact, if we don't extend the tax credit this month, it will be too late for the wind industry to build any turbines in 2013. Wind turbines are big, and wind farms need to plan and order parts a year in advance. If wind farms can't depend on the tax credit for 2013, they can't make plans to build for the next year, which means they can't make orders to 400 manufacturing facilities across the country for parts. Because of the uncertainty of the tax credit in 2013, production now in 2012 has already come to a halt. That's why we need to extend this tax credit now, immediately, in the payroll tax package. For the past several months, we've been celebrating reports that the unemployment rate is improving. This is fantastic news, but we can't rest on our laurels yet, and we must be sure to enact smart policies that promote businesses and job growth in the parts of the economy that need it most and which are the future. The renewable energy tax credit does just that. It will promote growth in manufacturing and construction, industries that deserve our help the most. America has tremendous wind resources, most of which is still untapped. Take Minnesota, for example. We're ranked 5th in the country for the most installed wind capacity, and yet our wind resources could still provide 25 times more energy. This is a huge opportunity for this country, an opportunity that we can't afford to dismiss. Wind blows all over this nation. It blows in red states and in blue states alike. It is an abundant, cheap, clean energy resource that is proving to be a boon to our economy. We cannot stop developing it now. I urge my colleagues to extend the renewable energy production tax credit immediately, at the same time that we extend the payroll tax cut and unemployment benefits. I want to thank the presiding officer for his leadership on this. I want to thank the senator from Vermont. I want to thank the senator from Rhode Island and so many others who are leading this fight. You know, this is just smart on an economic basis. but we are facing a crisis that scientists around the world agree on.
Well, let me, if I might, thank the
I will yield to the Senator for Vermont. I've said what I wanted to say about the wind production tax credit and the other renewable energy tax credits, and I thank the Senator of Vermont for his leadership.